My best friend convinced my husband I was neglecting our family, and they both turned on me when it came out I wasn't. My husband and I had our son last winter. It was a hard delivery, and I came out of it struggling, anxious, exhausted, not myself. I started weekly therapy. With me home recovering full-time, my husband Ray had to take on extra work. We'd agreed on this together beforehand. He knew what he was signing up for. A few weeks ago, Ray's company offered him a big contract with heavy overtime for a short stretch. Great for us financially and for his future. We talked it through, and I told him to take it. For the month he'd be slammed, his mother and her close friend Dana would come by to help with the things Ray usually handled. Dana's a stay-at-home mom with 2 little ones, and she started coming over during the day to help with the baby, while Ray buried himself in the extra hours. 3 weeks in, it became clear the project needed more time. Ray told me and I agreed, but I got quiet after that, distant. During the last week, Ray came home to find Dana still at our place. He said a quick hello and went straight to check on our son. That's when I overheard Dana murmur to me, "He didn't even really greet you. That's a sign, you know." When Ray asked what she meant, I broke down crying while Dana accused him of pulling away because he resented me, my mood, the weight I hadn't lost. She demanded to see his phone. He refused, and she called that proof. He offered to let me check it instead. I did. Nothing. Then Dana said he'd obviously deleted things, getting so loud she woke the baby. Ray told her to leave. Later I admitted the overtime had been eating at me, that the extended project felt suspicious, even though we'd planned it together. He showed me his work messages, his emails, his pay records. I apologized. I told him Dana had spent weeks convincing me these were all signs. He asked gently why I'd trusted her over him, why I hadn't just talked to him. I didn't have an answer. After the contract ended, Ray cut his hours back to be home more. A few days later, he told me he was going to find his own therapist. Not aimed at any of this, just that he needed support too. I barely reacted. The next day, he came home to find our bedroom torn apart, drawers dumped, and our son alone and crying in his crib. I was gone, phone off. Ray called his mother to come stay with the baby so he could look for me. I came back with Dana at the wheel. I walked in alone, shaking, and accused him of using therapy as cover to see someone. When he tried to calm me, I lashed out and hurt him badly enough that he needed a doctor. The second it happened, I went blank and sat down, unreachable. Ray locked himself and our son in the nursery, called his mom, and asked my mother to come care for me. When his mother arrived, he took the baby and left. They stayed with his parents while I went to mine. He started documenting everything and quietly began a separation. Not out of anger, but to keep our son safe. He knew, he told people later, that this wasn't really me. It was an illness that had swallowed me whole, and he was trying to protect our child while giving me room to get real help. My parents were arranging inpatient treatment for me. I did get there. It was slow and awful, but I got there. Weeks in a program, then months of outpatient work, medication that finally took, a diagnosis that made the last year make sense. There were visits where I couldn't look Ray in the eye, where I had to sit with what I'd done to the person who'd fought hardest for me while I was accusing him of the worst. The friendship with Dana ended. When I was well enough to see clearly, I understood she'd fed my worst fears for weeks, driven me around while my baby sat home alone, and cast herself as the only one who really cared. Ray filed a no-contact order after she showed up at his parents' place trying to force her way in. My own family, who'd once insisted on her loyalty because of their long history, finally saw it too. Ray and I are not the same as before, but we're rebuilding, slowly, in family therapy, with our son between us. A few weeks ago, he left his phone on the counter and stepped out. I saw it light up and I didn't touch it. He came back, saw me not touch it, and just squeezed my shoulder. I almost lost my husband, my son, and myself to something I didn't understand and couldn't see past. What saved me was a man who refused to treat the illness as the truth, and who got me help even while I was tearing his life apart. If someone you love changes into a person you don't recognize, don't argue with the illness. Get them help. It's the one thing you'll never regret. If you're the one drowning, please tell a professional the truth. You can come back from this. I did.